All right, let's get into reviews. First movie is Brave, which Scott and Brian saw. What'd you guys think?
Well, I'll start off. Brave is the newest addition in the Pixar family, and to be perfectly honest, I was a little underwhelmed going into this one because I didn't really know what it was all about. I knew that it was Pixar, so I was sold that I wanted to see it, but I was a little like, what's going on here? So go into the movie, and the story follows Princess Merida, who's voiced by Kelly MacDonald. Gotta love the Scottish accents. She's basically not happy with her kingdom's custom that forces her betrothal. She seeks out an unlikely character for help, but this causes a terrible curse that she has less than 2 days to reverse, or terrible things will happen to someone very close to her. If it sounds like I'm being vague, I am on purpose. A lot of the joy in this particular fairy tale is the elements of surprise that were kept from the trailers and that kind of thing. So what transpires in the second act of the movie is pretty interesting. It's a fairy tale, but they've done a really good job of keeping a lot of us out of the know of what's actually going on in that movie. So to start out with, I thought this movie was absolutely gorgeous visually. The animations and set pieces looked incredible. Merida's hair, which I talked about even in the trailers, just looked very gorgeous, very detailed.
What's the character's name?
Merida.
Merida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My only regret is I wish I could have seen this on IMAX. I went into it thinking I was going to see it on IMAX, and they didn't have it. They only had it in 3D. Saw it in 3D, and I didn't care.
Didn't add to it.
But it's just so pretty. It's the landscapes in the Scottish Highlands just look incredible. The characters are awesome. Merida herself, she's a very strong female character. Merida's father, Fergus, who's voiced by Billy Connolly, who I think he's everybody's go-to Scottish actor.
He's the only Scottish actor working. John Connery retired.
Even the three twin brothers. She's got three little like toddler-sized brothers that have amazing characters and they never say a word in the entire film. They're all very, very likable. Like I mentioned above, I love the accents. It really is a heartwarming finale that Pixar really does best in most of their movies. My only gripe with the movie is I kind of miss the original concepts of the other films like Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. This story is a good fairy tale story. It's just that, another fairy tale. And that sounds like I'm nitpicking, and I kind of am. It's not really a huge problem. It's just it's missing that something different that each movie before it in the Pixar series kind of brought to the table, and I kind of miss that a little bit. This is very much a one and done kind of film for me. I really liked it, but I don't have a whole lot of desire to go see it a second time, except for maybe to go see it on high definition or Blu-ray on my home theater, just because those movies look best in high definition anyway, and I'm really looking forward to see what that looks like on there, but more for that reason than actual enjoyment of the movie. Now, it sounds like I'm harping on this movie like I didn't like it. I really liked it a lot. It really was entertaining. I'm not going to lie. I pulled a Brian. I actually choked up at parts of this. There's a really good message. There's a really good heartwarming family feeling to this movie that really works. And that is a little bit fresh to the Pixar movie. I really like that a lot. So the negative things I had to say about it were not enough to give it a poor price. The charm was there, and it was enough for it to get a $7 out of 10 for me.
Okay, Brian.
Wow. Yeah, it was. I agree. It was very beautiful. The hair, the detail, and just about everybody's hair stole the show, which you can see in the previews with Merida and stuff. But I kind of felt like it was just kind of a standard, like you say, fairy tale movie. It was entertaining. It was pretty funny. Visually, it was beautiful, but I just. It's just one of those. It's kind of what I expected from the beginning. I would rather just kind of watch it from my couch instead of the theater. The jokes were, while they were whimsical, they were funny. They were fairly predictable. And maybe this was a 3D version. I actually talked to somebody and they saw the 2-dimensional version, so they said they didn't have the same problem. But a lot of the action scenes were very blurry.
Really?
And yeah, could be the quality of the theater. They're still got a guy cranking a hand crank, so holding it in front of a candle.
That's the difference between a theater and a theater.
Theater. Yep. So I don't like it. Just it was like I said, it was good, but it just didn't blow me away. So
Okay.
it was, like I said, it was pretty much just what I was expecting. Expecting to be entertained, maybe see a few advances in the detail of the cartoons, but for the most part, it was pretty cut and dry. I give it about a 6 out of 10. And I would definitely recommend the 2D version versus the 3D version because you don't really get anything extra with the 3D.
Okay. Well, that was Brave.